When we talk about the math behind saving enough money to retire in your 20s or 30s, most people are pretty skeptical, because that math involves historical investment returns. And while there's easily a century or two of good data to back us up, the number one disclaimer in investing is past performance is no guarantee of future results. Alright, fair enough. I'm not personally too worried about that, but hey, it is true. Anything could happen. Fortunately, the fact that investment returns aren't guaranteed does not invalidate the concept of early retirement. That's because, contrary to popular belief, early retirement isn't so much based on high investment returns as it is on simply spending less money than you earn. In fact, the frugality aspect of early retirement is so much more important than the investing part that with a reasonable savings rate, you can easily retire at age 35 with a real lifetime investment return of 0%. Let's do the math. Now, to understand how early retirement can possibly work with zero investment returns, first you gotta understand how it works the normal way. And honestly, this is the way I actually recommend thinking about early retirement if you're not paranoid about some unprecedented doomsday economic scenario, because historically, this has worked really well. Normally, someone who wants to retire early would follow the 4% rule. It says that by investing your money into a mixture of stock and bond market index funds, you can most likely withdraw about 4% of the initial balance every year, forever, and give yourself a little raise for inflation each year, without ever running out of money. Since the inverse of 4% is 25, this means you'd need to save up about 25 times your annual living expenses to retire forever, no matter how old you are. Here's a look at how quickly you can get that done based on your savings rate, which is the percentage of your after-tax income you invest every year while working. During the more aggressive accumulation phase, a 6% real return is assumed from the stock market, and after retirement, an adjustment is made to a more conservative 4% real return from a mixture of stocks and bonds. Personally, our savings rate hovered between 60% and a bit over 80% of our net income during our working years, which allowed us to quit our full-time jobs at age 29. Before we get into the next bit, take a second to hit the like button and subscribe for more if you're enjoying this video so far. Now, let's see what happens when we reduce all of those investment returns to 0%. Obviously, living off of passive income alone would be impossible in this scenario, since there's no real income from your portfolio anymore. Instead, you're going to have to deplete your portfolio a little bit each year after retirement to survive. So, unlike a 4% rule retirement, this plan can only work if you're mortal. So, if any immortal deities are watching this video, I'm really sorry I wasted your time. You can leave now, but humans, keep watching. Let's take a hypothetical 23-year-old college grad who has a nice entry-level middle-class job, but hasn't upgraded his lifestyle yet. No new car on credit, no luxury apartment all by himself, just that same carefree college lifestyle with a big boy paycheck. Say he's able to save 60% of his after-tax income every year by living this way. That's on the low end of what we did ourselves. Now, an average 23-year-old American in 2023 is expected to live to about age 78, according to the Social Security Administration. Let's build in a margin of safety and suppose that this guy wants his money to last until at least age 85 with a real investment return of 0%. How long will he have to work? Well, since he's able to save 60% of his after-tax income, that means that 1 year of his living expenses is equal to the remaining 40% of his annual income. That means he's banking 1.5 years of living expenses for every year he works, because 60 divided by 40 is 1.5. After 25 years, he'll have a little over 37 years of living expenses saved, because 25 years times 1.5 years saved for each year worked is about 37. And he'll also be 48 years old by then, meaning that he has enough money to get him to age 85 without ever working again, since 85 minus his current age of 48 equals the 37 years of living expenses that he's saved up. In summary, this guy can retire at age 48 at the end of a 25-year career. Now, based on the 4% rule, his retirement age would have been 35, so this is definitely less exciting, but let's give this guy some credit. Like, this is still quite an early retirement, according to the Social Security Administration's official retirement age of 67. This table shows the age you can retire based on the dismal outlook of 0% real investment returns for life, and assuming you live 7 years past an average American's life expectancy as of 2023. With a savings rate closer to the one we personally hit in our 20s, it's still possible to retire by age 35 without any help from investments. That seems insane. And just to be clear, we're putting some ridiculous requirements on our hypothetical retiree here. Not only have we insisted on 0% real investment returns, but we've also neglected the fact that most early retirees make more than $0 after quitting their full-time jobs at a young age. Many end up working part-time or starting businesses or just reducing their own expenses by doing more DIY stuff like mowing their own lawn. On top of that, we've pretended that our hypothetical retiree will never take their Social Security payments. This is truly a retirement from hell, and it still works. That's the power of living far below your means. I definitely glossed over a few details in this video, so if you want the full analysis, plus the general algebraic formula for early retirement with 0% real returns, so you can plug in your own numbers and play around with life expectancy and stuff, make sure you check out our blog post. I put a link to that in the video description. If you like this kind of stuff, don't forget to subscribe or follow along on your favorite social media platform.